Hey guys, welcome back. Looks like we made it to the end of the book, which was a lot faster than I anticipated, but I'm gonna go ahead and start with that, and then I'll read the epilogue if I have enough time. I lie awake listening to Colton's restless breathing dismissing through the uncanny air. As shallow as it sounded, I rolled over the railing of his bunk bed, disturbing his already developed irritability to sleep. Psst. Colton, you awake? I am now, he groaned. Oh please, like your ass was asleep to begin with. He tossed off his blankets with a laugh. You're right, I just can't sleep. Especially knowing that one of my best friends is leaving tomorrow for some banging ass chick. I'm so jealous. And all that while my pathetic ass yearned for her to follow me on Photomac, he laughed. Hey, I need a damn escape, and she offered me one. I don't blame you. I'm thinking about getting back into school. For what? Mechanical engineering. An awkward silence immediately followed his comment before I realized he was being serious. Wow, that'd be pretty awesome, was all I could say. I'm smarter than you guys give me credit for. I passed school with straight A's, but I'm with you guys because we shared common home life situations. In fact, at graduation I refused to wear my honor ropes and put them in my pocket because I didn't want you all hounding me. I like staying under the radar and being the one who remains unnoticed. I watch everyone else around me, taking mental notes on their actions and body language. People's emotions and mannerisms can tell you a lot about a person. If you pay close enough attention, I see the things other people overlook. But I am too damn shameful to admit my own intelligence. My brain scrambled for words to say, but none were found. I lied still against the mattress, listening to Colton's brilliant ideas he kept hidden inside of his head. Before I knew it, my alarm was ringing in my ear. It's 6 o'clock already? Fuck. Colton helped me pack up my shit and decided to roll a joint as we waited outside for Trenton. I really am going to miss you, Mally. Be safe out there, alright? Always, brother. This isn't goodbye forever. By the way, what do you plan on doing with that bike of yours? I know your suitcases and some Mary Poppins shit. Glad you asked. I reached inside my pocket, grabbing his keys. It's yours now. Are you serious? I have never been on one in my entire life, dude. How the fuck do you expect me to write it? It's simple. Learn, brother. I'm quite sure that ingenious brain of yours can figure it out in no time. I squeezed his shoulder. Trenton's truck came tearing down the road as we stood to our feet. Look at you potheads already getting stoned and shit. He reached out for a hint. We'd better get going. Don't want you to miss your flight. We went ahead and sent a text to Sky, letting her know I was about to board the plane. She wished me a safe flight and said she'd be waiting at the airport when I landed. I laid my luggage on the conveyor belt, giving the guys a final hug. I looked over Trenton's shoulder, seeing Jacoby walking through a crowd of people with his head shaved in the way Johnny wore his. Colton followed my eyes while Trenton greeted Jacoby with a tight hug. Holy shit, where the hell have you been hiding at? I've been around, doing some shit for my brother since he's unable to do it himself. Who told you, that I would be here? Colton took the liberty. I figured I'd show my face so you could leave with a clear conscience, having the valid proof that I was still alive. I appreciate the consideration, you punk. I gave the guys a huge hug. While Trenton said a quick prayer for me. The intercom announced that my flight was boarding as I unlatched from their embrace and headed down the tunnel towards my plane. I'm going to miss you all. I will see you again soon, I waved while walking off. Once the pilot cleared us for takeoff, I put in my headphones, listening to music the entire flight. My eyes opened to the passenger next to me opening the sunscreen, letting the warm radiance hit my face. Are we there already? The stranger nodded, pulling back her arm. I squinted, looking at the city down below. My ears popped continuously while we descended, bouncing twice against our seats from the landing. My hands began to tremble as the flight attendant instructed us to grab our overhead carry-ons and to fall in line to exit the plane in an orderly fashion. From overbearing nerves, my knees shook with each step my feet made, nearly causing me to stumble once I hit the asphalt. I stood anxiously waiting by the conveyor belt to grab my luggage, panting like an asthmatic. As my suitcase came into view, I pushed past an elderly woman begging her pardon while taking a hold of its handle. My heart fluttered with eagerness and excitement, no longer able to wait to see her face and to take it in with all of her beauty, not just with sight, but with touch, to finally know what it was like to feel her against me, hearing her voice up close and personal. I rounded the corner as the room opened, flooding with people rushing to get to their destination. I scanned through the moving bodies trying to find Sky. The moment we all hear about, and even talk about as we grow older and gain knowledge on how love really is. It's rumored that we should feel our hearts skip a beat and buckle at the knees after going weak from a single look. The moment you catch yourself staring at them unlike anyone else you've ever looked at in your lifetime. All sound and conversation around me muffled as my eyes landed on her standing by a pillar, anxiously twiddling her thumbs. She was in a pair of skinny jeans and a button-down, not a black tank top underneath. Her hair lying perfectly straight against her shoulders like some magazine model. Her personal appearance was more empowering than I'd ever expected. I couldn't wait any longer. I needed to have her next to me. Sky, my voice carried. Her head turned in my direction as her feet jolted as she took off running towards me. I dropped my luggage just before she leaped into my arms. Burying my face into her neck, breathing in her scent, my scruff brushed against her skin and made her giggle. I exhaled slowly, placing her feet back onto the ground. My hands remained on her hips with our foreheads joined. Thank you, I said softly. Her cheeks pulled up into a smile, our curiosity danced across her face. For what exactly? For saving me. Her hand slid down from around my neck, grabbing either side of my face, touching her lips to mine. I intensified the gesture by pulling her up onto my waist, letting her run her hands through my hair. She was the escape I'd yearned for in my entire life, and now that she was in my arms, I dared myself to never let go. Life isn't measured by the breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. Love cannot be justified by finding a person who accepts you and all of your rough edges, but by finding that one person who sees past your flaws, who loves you through the scars you bear physically and emotionally, and the only person who never leaves, even when you make a mistake. They are your every breath, your every move, burying all of your fears, letting you live life to its fullest. You defend their honor, if ever asked where you saw your life years from now, and you proudly say, with her. So that was the end, and I'll go on with the epilogue for you guys. So this is going to be the opening for the sequel. 6 months later, I roll over to Sky lying on her side, naked beneath the sheets. I gently ran my fingertips across her shoulder blade, watching her twitch from the sensation. Leaning in closer, I pressed the warmth of my lips against her flesh, dragging them down her arm. She quietly moaned, squirming more and more as I ran my tongue up her neck, delicately sinking my teeth in. Her arm reached back, getting a handful of my hair. Chill bumps rose on her ribcage and down her thigh as my hand glided in between her legs. Sky took in a deep breath, rolling onto her back, granting permission to continue. I positioned myself above her, kissing her hard while she dug her nails into my back. Pressing my hips into her pelvis, she wrapped her legs around me as I grew hard against her moist flesh, enjoying each kiss she placed upon my neck and shoulder. I felt myself harden as the heat from her breath grazed past my ear. I want you inside of me, she whispered. I rested on my knees, pulling Sky onto my waist to slowly insert, pushing past the tightness. Her lubrication eventually gave way while giving me complete internal access. She wrapped an arm around my neck, placing the other to my chest while I slammed into her over and over. I kissed each of her breasts, circulating my tongue around her nipples as they hardened beneath my breath. Lightly taking one in between my teeth, Sky dropped her head back, slowing her motion, taking me in as far as I can go. I took in more flesh, suckling harder as her moaning echoed throughout the bedroom. Sky dug her nails into my chest, slamming me forcefully down into the mattress. The look in her eye was enough to kill a man, instantly. Straddling me, Sky took control, motioning her body to the pace of her choosing. I watched her movement become loathsome through each roll, meanwhile keeping my hands on her hips to hold her steady. My thumb became adventurous, sliding to her clit, gently massaging it. I didn't remove it until Sky's muscles tightened around me from an intense orgasm. At first, it seemed like she was testing herself to see how long she could hold out. but it wasn't long before she began trembling, losing her breath as her body fell weak against my chest. We lay glued together by sweat, panting to slow our breathing. In a brief silence, my mind began to wonder, like it always does. What made you take a chance on me? Rested on my chest. Sky sat up. Her chin atop her hand, looking me in the eyes. Because you didn't throw yourself at me, and never tried getting with me, or sat around feeding me bullshit about how pretty you thought I was. You respect my space, and you're very different from all the rest. I can accept that, and leaned in, kissing her forehead. She kissed down my chest, running her nails up and down the inside of my thigh. Round 2, I groaned. Aggressively attentive, I pulled Sky up onto my face. I could hear her hands plant firmly against the wall as I shoved my tongue inside, letting her run my face until she couldn't handle anymore. Still unsatisfied as my hunger for more erupted, I threw her off of me and onto the bed. Sky positioned herself onto her hands and knees, backing into me as I pushed inside of her once more. Gliding an arm underneath hers, I ran my hand from her breast down to her hip. Sky dropped her head with a sigh as I kissed down her shoulder blade, pressing my abdomen firmly against her back. Feeling the burn form in my gut, Sky rocked along with my rhythm, making it unbearable to remain slow. I wanted to hold her into me, to know this was all real, that it was actually happening. The way Sky felt against my fingertips, the way she looked at me, the way she tasted, it was merely an hysteric addiction. Having found that one person who changes your life, one in which gets to you in ways that you never knew were possible. That's the chance we take to fulfill the madness of our exorbitant fantasies, bringing them to realism. In the middle of our hot, passionate escapade, my phone began ringing nonstop. Fuck. I should have silenced it. I don't care. Don't stop, Sky panted. I attempted to continue, but the anonymous caller was persistent. God damn it. Hold on, baby. I reached over, grabbing my phone from the side table, hearing an automated voice on the other end. It was a call from Bayside State Prison. I accepted the call, watching Sky's expression become obscure. Johnny? My voice echoed. You know, it gets rather boring and tedious being trapped within these cinder block walls every fucking day, while you get to be free doing whatever your heart desires. I hid the weapons we used that night, and gave my lawyer a call revealing their hiding place. My honesty granted a reduced sentence with parole, and they are on a mission to recover the murder weapons for evidence. Once they remove the fingertips and match them, they will be coming after you. I figured I'd give you a head start. So start running, brother, he laughed devilishly. My heart slowed as the color drained from my face. Sky asked what was wrong, trying to grab my attention. I fought to speak, but my vocal cords refused to work. I reached out to grab a hold of Sky's arm, watching the room's lighting fade in and out. Crashing like glass, the phone fell from my hand just as quickly as my face met the floor. To be continued. Alright, so that was the conclusion of my 4th novel I've ever written, titled Reaching for Sky. You can actually get yourself a copy on Amazon.com if you search my name. I plan on hearing some feedback from this. You guys really intrigued me just by taking the time to do this. Any questions or comments I would like to know, just feel free to shoot me on here or hit me up on my Facebook, whichever. I'm down to hear some advice or some commentary from my fans and my viewers. So if the first one does well and you guys want to hear the sequel, run with me, I will definitely love to read that for you guys as well. I'll say they get better as each one goes, but that's just my opinion. I'll let you guys be the votes on that. So thank you again. My name is Kyla Wassel. I just go by Kai. This is my YouTube channel, so subscribe and share me and send me on to your friends if you enjoyed my story. And I'll be happy to share the many others that I've written in these past couple years. So thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll hopefully see you soon.